Tá muito pra trás aqui, tem como pôr pra frente.
Dá.
Dá pra cá esse aqui. Posicionar aqui assim. Não tá mudando?
Deixa eu ver.
Dá pra fazer ficar maior aqui, porque às vezes eu vou ler aí também. Ah, só ir lá, né?
Esse aqui é o que está passando na internet.
Você precisa usar aqui também o...
Deixa eu voltar lá agora.
Oh, que bom. Bem, joia. Obrigado, viu? Joia, vou deixar aqui. Obrigado, viu, Patrícia? Nossa. Vieram quantos? 20 do tomo 1.
Vai dar?
Vai, vixe, não tem mais ou menos uns 15 só.
Começou, tinha mais, né?
Tinha mais. Nós temos agora mais ou menos uns 15 só. Então, obrigado, viu? Imagina o peso que é para ficar lá com isso aí, né? Coitado. Tadinha. She brought these books for us from Brazil. She brought the books for us from Brazil. And she was scared this log.
It's due on Saturday.
Good evening.
Evening.
Let's do our prayer. Let's bring our thoughts to God. And be thankful for this night. Be thankful for the opportunity to learn something more to our lives. Let's be thankful for the opportunity to receive the good energies, inspiration, and all the help that we can receive from our good friends that live in the spirituality and help us every day. So we are thankful, God, for this night. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good evening. Come on, let's say good evening like we are all alive. There you go, much better. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here tonight. We're going to talk about a very interesting topic. You probably have heard about so many times, but I will try to put this in a different way so we can understand it better. I was talking to a friend this week, and she was telling me their company it's already start doing the inventory for the year. We are getting close to the end of the year, which is unbelievable. We are almost there already. It happened so fast. And I thought about that, and I said, well, I'm going to prepare a presentation based on that. So the name of our presentation tonight is the new strategy for renewing ourselves. And we're going to do the moral inventory management. So every year, at the end of the year, companies do the end of the year inventory so they can know where the company is heading. This is a normal procedure. You probably, if you're any of you that works in a company, then you know this is happening. So they do that to know where's the company is heading. They're going to do the balance sheet, and they're going to see what they have in stock and how much they have in money and so forth. So if everything is good and positive, that means the strategy they are using, it's working. So they're going to keep that, continue using the same strategy. But if they're having problems, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to change, right? They're going to try to improve. They're going to try to make things better. So this main fact that needed to be measured to see if the company is doing well or not, it's the money, of course. It's the income that they are having and so forth. And if there is more money, that means a strategy to develop the company that's working. This is a very simple thing. It's easy to understand. The process of doing all of that, it's complicated, so that's why they have professionals that takes care of that and so forth. So we should do the same for personal lives. That's the important topic that we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, we're not going to be talking about the money part, right? So that's not much important. Our main area of management should not be the money, of course. But unfortunately, many of us see the message that if we are doing well financially, everything else is supposed to be doing well. This is a very wrong idea that people have in mind. It's so wrong that we know that money can buy happiness. It's not about money. It's nothing wrong having money, don't take me wrong. It's just the way most people use it, it's what it makes things wrong. And it's hard to find, peace and happiness when you're just dealing with these assets and material things. Most people have just focused on that, and they do as much as they can to get the money, to get the business going. Then they felt like, man, it's that emptiness inside that it's still missing a lot of things. So it's for sure that's a very wrong idea. So let's do the balance sheets to see where our lives is heading. And the main fact that we should measure is peace. The peace that it's going to give us opportunity to make good choices in life. That when we face the adversities, we know that's the moment that we're going to have to make a choice. And this choice will come out based on how we are feeling and how our consciousness is developed or not. Peace is the fundamental, it's the foundation for happiness. We should ask this question, am I more peaceful today than I was yesterday, last week or last month, last year? Let's think about that. What is my inventory? What is my assets that I have? Is that working? The way I'm dealing with my life every day, is that working? Is that makes me a more peaceful person? Is that bring me more opportunities to practice what we learn in here? Or is just being, that avalanche, that snowball that keep going over, move forward, and with all these negative things that we keep practicing every day, which become part of who we are, our daily habits, they became part of us. And everybody, when they think about this, they say, yeah, I feel peace, and I'm happy, and they have a confusion. There's a mistake they make this is the part it's interesting. When people are happy but don't have peace, that's different. That we call euphoria. I think that's how you say, right? Euphoria, which can be clouded very, very easy by any little circumstances, which is everyday living or adversity, things that we face every day. I'm happy because of this or that, and because of what I have, or because of certain social position. It's amazing. If you think about this, it happens so many times. It is in a very subtle way that sometimes we don't even thinking about it. When we're talking about peace, we're not talking about the peace that people find going to certain places and they stay there meditating, they feel so peaceful and everything's good. But when they go back to life, wake up in the morning and get there and see their car or have a flat tire, man, that peace is gone like that. Someone passed by, a friend or somebody, it's not having a good day, and you say good morning, that person doesn't answer back. The peace is gone because you think that person is doing something against you and you don't like it. You see the difference between one thing and the real peace, the things that we need to work on and to achieve. Like I said, many confuse peace, true peace, with the tranquility of certain places. Like a place that you go. Let's say you go to the mountain. And you stay there in a cabin, a nice weekend, and you're feeling so nice and so good and so peaceful with the nature and everything. But when it comes back to their regular daily activities, that they will be tested. Isn't this something that it happened to us pretty much every day? Like we are here today, we are learning about this, we are open, we're focusing on this. We are receiving this benefit of learning. And it makes us feel good about it. It makes us think about things, right? So when we live in here and go back to our daily lives, we need to be careful to not allow this peace to be ruined by the adversities that we're facing out there. It can be so many things. Like I mentioned, someone that didn't say hi to you, or the way you woke up in the morning, you're grumpy or whatever, you're sad or negative. All of this is impediments that we create to ourselves. It's not up to my husband, my wife, my daughter, my son, or my mom, my dad to change, to make me feel good. It's me. I am responsible for that. Those are the things that we need to pay attention every day in our life. We can only develop peace. That's a funny thing. That's silly, but it is true. We only can develop peace around angry people. We don't develop peace around peaceful people, because we studied this here before, that we are living in a material world among other humans, and God put them in here in order for us to learn from adversities. If we wanted to find a place that is completely peaceful and stay there for the rest of our life, maybe we could find a cave, like in the woods way back there, and you go inside and stay there forever. Do you think that's going to help you become a better person? Where's the law of progress? Works on that. You are missing out. So who are these angry people that we are talking about? We are. And so is the others. And when we are around them, instead of bring that peace within, so we are able to put good actions in practice, we usually try to push them away and say, no, I don't want to be around this person. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. This person is so negative. Of course, that we have, choices. We have options. Nobody's forced to do anything that they are not ready. But I have seen people complain about not being happy or trying to find happiness, and things just doesn't work for them. They have so many complaints about pretty much anything. But you pay attention to them, you're going to see that this is what they're trying to do. They try to avoid the adversities. Remember, adversities are the calling of God by love. That means trials. That's the word we are in today, word of trials and expiations. If you don't deal with the trials, the expiations come after. What it means not deal with the trials, try to push away things or try to buy your way out of the problems. Pretty much you are transforming those problems, which is a good thing if you look on this perspective, into complications to our lives. And then the expiation it's going to call us upon. And we're going to have to deal with that by pain, unfortunately. Peace is a virtue that works like our muscle, like I was mentioning. If you want to build up muscle, you need to work out, get a weight and do some workout. Take some proteins that fills in the gaps in between the muscle that breaks down when you are working and helps to recover. Over a period of time, you're going to have muscle. Isn't that right? Isn't that the way we achieve that goal in a certain period? And so is peace. When these come around us in our life, if we don't deal with them in a positive way, we are just not working things out. How are you going to get, be peaceful if you're not practicing it? It makes sense? Peace is a moral virtue. Those are faculties awaiting within, awaiting to be developed. So peace is a moral virtue that develops according to the circumstances around us. And everyone is put in a place you are today for a very absolutely extremely important reason. And we cannot miss this opportunity, because if we do, it's going to be taken away from us slowly. And which is the family we are in today, the kind of husband you have or wife, the kind of brother, sister, daughter, son, dad, mom you have your siblings, your family. Everything starts in there. It starts inside of us. So we need to develop that. Then we extend that toward others. Begin with the family and our neighbors. It makes sense, Dad? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, there you go. At least one it's understanding well. So peace comes to us by fulfilling our obligations. Which obligation is this? We have obligations toward ourselves. Who can give me an example of an obligation to ourselves that we're talking about? Come on.
To become better.
To become better, it's an obligation. But it's one thing that happens constantly. It's a very extremely destructive force that we create, that we do to ourselves, that it destroying many people. Guilty. We need to have peace with ourselves. We have to understand that we are not perfect beings. We are here to learn. We do things wrong. Don't blame yourself for the rest of your life, the things you have done wrong. You're not the only one. You're not going to be the last one. You're always going to have people like us on this planet of trials and expiations. That is one obligation that we have to ourselves. Extremely important to forgive others, to not condemn ourselves and on the point that we are destroying completely our happiness. Remember, everything starts in here first. And then we have obligation towards others. Which others are this one we're talking about? Who are these others? You are here for no reason. Or we are here for a reason. We come here for a purpose. Before we reincarnate, we have a reincarnatory plan. Who is within that reincarnatory plan? Number one, it's our family. And this obligation toward our family gets interrupted for so many reasons. Sometimes it's a very silly reasons. Sometimes it's a very serious reasons, which people can go get help, especially when you get physically, have been around people that abuse you. Even can be husband, wife, can be kids, can be parents. There's a lot of parents out there that they do very harsh abuse in kids. It's unbelievable what they do to them. So those are the obligations that we have toward. Plus, most of all, with divine justice. Because God created this planet for us. And He put laws in place that govern this planet, and we are in these laws, inside of these laws, and we cannot escape them. If you like or not, if you understand or not, if you want or not, doesn't matter. They exist, and you better understand this good, because you need to give consent to these laws and divine justice, so you can understand how to deal with things. It's important, this part in here. If you want to take a look in a Spirit's book, in a book 3, they talking about the moral laws. It explains law by law that we are, that is imposed in us. If we want or not, if you know or not, it is extremely important to learn those laws. Because it's going to help us a lot to move forward in life. When we make an effort toward these obligations, that's where peace comes from. It's not even the achievements that are the most important. It's making the effort that it's important. The goal toward your goals. That's why Jesus said, blessed are those who are thirsty and who can complete the sentence. Blessed are those who are thirsty and hunger for what? Righteousness. He didn't say, blessed are those who are already righteous. If you are a righteous person, you're supposed to be in here on the word of trials and expiation. You don't need to go through expiations anymore. It makes sense? So those are the important things that we needed, the goals that are going to move us forward, the goals toward or more important goals, which is the purpose that we are here, or reincarnator plane. It is within that we came here to go through everything we are going through now. So what is then the foundation of happiness? It's peace. Am I happier and more peaceful today than I was yesterday? That's the question again. We need to take we need to look at what we are doing in our lives to see if the strategy that we are doing, the management that we are doing to our life, needed to be changed or not. Like the company I mentioned earlier. The end of the year, the companies do the inventory to see how the company is going, blah blah blah, and all of that we mentioned in the first slide. And we need to do that to ourselves. It's a very important. This is a personal question. Only one that only you can answer. Nobody else, because we are unique individuals on the road of progress. It is up to you to manage your own life. You can't keep expecting, if I do this or if that or this person do something to me, then I'm going to be happy. It doesn't work like that. We know that. We know that. We continue to make the same mistake. What is missing in there? Direction. We need to execute this information in our life in a more proper way, in a more well-directed way, which is everyday life. We have to think about before we act. And am I the same individual? Always complain, expecting the world to change so my life can improve, etc. Think about this. It's a good thing because we are getting close to the end of the year already, right? It's unbelievable. The year went so fast. It's time for us to, don't wait to get to the end of the year, the beginning of the year, that everybody says, Happy New Year. It's like just words. Just come out of the mouth, just words. And how many times have you wished Happy New Year to somebody? And how many times someone told that to you? But come to here and go out to here. It's like a ritual that we have to change that. There is not a ritual. Wishing someone to have a good year, it's unbelievable. It's a gift that God is giving you to pass that on to somebody. If you think like this, not as what everybody's doing, so I'm going to do that as well. We have to change that. That's the reason we are in here. Those are what we call the personal, non-transferable assets that we have to acquire in order to bring this peace to us. In our personal inventory, what are our assets that we have? Begins with moral intelligence. How am I using my intelligence to help myself to evolve? Am I doing something good for myself? Am I being, selfish and want everything to myself? Am I thinking about others? If I'm not happy, obviously I'm not using it in the right way. Someone can think, but there are some people that doesn't have much intelligence. They are not much smart. They are, sorry the word, but sometimes they call them dumb. I don't believe that. Why? Because intelligence, what it means, intelligence, it means the ability to learn new information. Everybody has that. Everyone, without exception. The exception we can make in here is that someone is going through a very hard expiation, and he cannot make choice for himself today, in this period, in this life. Someone who have mental disorder, someone with mental problem, they cannot use this yet because from previous life they did so much wrong. It was given a pause so he can recover from that, and maybe Maybe. That only God knows. The next reincarnation, you're going to be able to do that. So everyone, without exception, had the ability to learn new information. There's no excuse for that. The other one is wisdom. We are not wise people most of the time. To have wisdom is to use our intelligence to create our happiness in our behalf. Not expecting others to do that. But the majority of people use their intelligence to do what? Unhappiness. For example, jealous and being jealous about others, hate others, envy, anger, etc. You can name it, A to Z. Isn't that something familiar? Isn't that something that pretty much you go through every day, somehow? The lack of wish someone to have a better day, the lack of when you see someone in trouble, just the fact, think about this in a very subtle way, just the fact that you have someone in your day that for somehow you heard these people say, I'm having a bad day, I'm not feeling well, things are not going well. It's already an extremely blessing from God that it's given to you to do something about it. But it's so gentle and so subtle that requires a lot of our sentiment that it's not developed yet to understand that. And we're missing out opportunities. We could pretty much, at that moment, being silent and tell this person through your thoughts that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to pray to God that He's going to give you opportunity again, that He's going to show you the way you can overcome these hard trials that we are going through in life, or so many other things. You see how we can use our wisdom to make ourselves with very good assets. We all have that in all levels. A person that can use this wisdom in a more proper and a better way, it's someone that had more evolved, spiritually speaking. Not because he's extremely smart. I'm not talking about the intellectual part. I'm talking about moral intelligence, moral assets. Remember that. The other thing is healthy or health. How many times when was the last time that in your prayer you thank God for being a healthy person?
I do all the time.
I do that too. Yeah,
All the time when you're sick.
exactly.
I think for this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, they don't even think about this. Gosh, they think I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm tall, I'm skinny, I'm good because I'm a best man. He doesn't think like it's God giving you opportunity. Do something about it. You're healthy, good. Go help someone that is not. When your spare time. So we don't do that. We use our spare time and most of the time only to ourselves. Unfortunately, health is something we value only when we lose it. By using it in a not so intelligent and unwise way. For example, about things that what we eat. Have you thought about that so many people today have cancer and colon cancer? You know what that means? That part of your colon, it got cancer. The doctor had to eliminate, he cuts that off. That piece long like this, he cuts it off. So you can't go to the bathroom anymore. What did the doctor do? He hooked up a bag on his side in here. The bag, he have a hanging on him, so he notes the bag, it's heating from people to see, because it's not a very good view, things to see, When it gets heavy, you need to go to the rest and open up and dump that on a sink, on a toilet. Can you imagine that? We can go to the bathroom and have no problem, right? That's the one reason to be thankful for. And pay attention to the things that we eat. It's not because we can eat anything and just go ahead and do whatever. We are causing problems, self-inflicted wounds to our physical body. Remember that. This is another one that happens all the time. Alcoholism, alcohol. People get so messed up every day by dealing with the adversity. They get so lost. They can't wait to get out their work to the happy hour and get a lot of drink. What that does to the person? If he drinks a lot, we have three bodies. Our physical body, our spirit that is connected to us throughout our perispirit. When he drinks a lot, the alcohol goes up to the brain and numbs that part where the spirit used to act upon that physical body. That's why you have that feeling of good. Oh, I feel good now. Because the spirit are not acting on it. It's the same way it happens to drugs, the people that abuse of sex, earthly pleasures in all aspects, etc. Remember, sex is an important thing to use in the right way. God gave that as a gift for us so we can reproduce. What I'm talking about here, earthly pleasures too. What we're talking about here is the unbalanced use of this that God allowed us to have. Those are the things that are going to bring peace to us or not. Pay attention to that. Wisdom and healthy. Look at that too. Have you ever thought about time? How time is so important other than just go do you in here, listen to this, you are already thinking what you're going to do tomorrow and so forth. It's unbelievable. Our mind keeps going on and on and on. That's not bringing peace to us. Or psychic atmosphere. When you are involved using these faculties in the wrong way, transforming around you, which many people call that aura and so many other names, and you don't feel good and you blame others for it. It's not about others. It's about us. We have to do it. It's non-transferable assets that we need to know how to use it right to make sure our life is moving forward right. If it's something it's in a company is doing, it's not right, the manager is going to change that. And we should do the same. How we have used our time. How much have we spent investing in our self-improvement, which is an investment of peace. Think about this. All the time we have a spare time, we just go sit on the TV and watch something. And always not good, not so good. We have to remember, balance, it's an extremely important thing to do it here on this planet. We live in a material world. All of this stuff we're talking about is important to us. What it's not, it's the unbalanced use of that. We have to work, we have to eat, we have to pay our bills, we have to do our things, we have to take care of our life, our family. And most of the time we have a lot of spare time. And what are we doing with that? That's the important part. Are we sitting down and saying a prayer, thanking God for the day? Are we thinking about helping somebody else that is in need? Those are the things, those are the assets that are going to bring you peace. And you need to make sure about that. This is some example that I just put in here, like unhealthy movies, music that it's going to make your mind so crazy. I see this in the morning. People go to work, they put the music and the radio so loud. They're going, yeah, it's so good, it feels good. What is that? Remember, that's not happiness. What is the name? I can't remember the name I showed in there. Euphoria. When he gets to work, and in there is there someone that doesn't say good morning for that person, man, that's it. All that happens gone. Make sense? Why? Because we are creating our atmosphere, our psychic atmosphere, and that's what it's leading us to put action in practice. It happens when you watch some unhealthy movie, when you listen to music that are not so good. You know, our subconscious absorbs everything that we see, hear, and watch. So it is extremely important for us to pay attention to this. Difficult situations in life are just like a big squeezer. You know those squeeze, remember in Brazil we have those little squeeze to squeeze orange? It was funny. And when these situations come about, which is the adversities, and it squeezes us, isn't that happen every day? What comes out of us is what we have within. So where are you going to show peace if you don't have peace? That's why Jesus said, you're going to be judged the same way you judge others. The same thing. What it comes out from you, that's the level you are, your atmosphere, your psychic atmosphere, and that's the level you are in. And the only way to improve that is by inner transformation. That's one of the things that we're talking about here so much. Very, very important. It makes sense? It's time for us to take a better look in our assets, in our life, and how to make them better, how to improve that so we can become better. What you fed your consciousness in your spare time is what is going to come out of you. If you're feeding your consciousness with all this stuff in here, that's what is going to come out of you. And can you feel happiness on those stuff? Of course not. That's where you hear saying the money cannot buy happiness, because it's a personal effort that we need to make ourselves to become better. One thing the authorities have learned, this is a very interesting thing, pay attention to this, in the jail system, is to never act what they call the heated mind. What is this heated mind means in here? Let's go back in here. All of this, the time that we use, all these assets that we've been talking about, the unhealthy movie, music, the things we do every day, and all of that. Pay attention to that. That's what we call the heated mind, the psychic atmosphere that is surrounding us, or aura, if you will. If you are mad or angry at someone, that just walk away. Don't make any decision at that moment, because you're going to make 100% sure of the time you will regret the choice we would make when we are acting with our heated mind. Heated mind. It's the state of mind that we are in because of the choice that we are making, what we are making use of our time, or for wisdom, or for more intelligence, or for everyday living. That's what is going to cause us problem. In a subtle and a small scale, these are the things we say to our wife, to our husband, kids, and etc. when we are the heated mind, creating our psychic atmosphere. This will take days, months, years, and reincarnations of hard work to understand and to improve ourselves, and finally be able to repair our wrong actions. Can you imagine? This is what happened to us. Jesus was here more than 2,000 years ago, and we still haven't practiced what he taught us 100% of the time. That means we are doing this. That's how we are treating others and ourselves. I had to think about that. As I mentioned earlier, the year it's coming, it's time for us to think about these things. Do you want happiness and peace? Think about the moral intelligence. Think about your wisdom, your health, your time. And this is just an example. It's so many things that we can do to improve ourselves. As a company does at the end of the year, the things that are not working, they eliminate that and they improve by things that it's going to work. Let's do the same to our lives. If something is not working, let's try to do it better. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. God be with y'all.